The cage, we saw. Apologize for the wind right into our microphones here today, blowing across the field up here in the Crow's Nest. Robbie Thorne moving from the cage to the defensive side really anchors that defensive lineup for the Bobcats, and it allowed Colin McNair to really shine. As you mentioned, had some great chances to play last season, really developed in the offseason, has secured that number one role, and it only enhances this Bobcat team. On the other side, as the teams get ready to the starters to meet with the officials at midfield, this is a Kearsarge team that, while coming in 1-2, really isn't representative of their capabilities. I mean, they had their tough season opener, but this is a team that's finding their stretch after a big home opener win.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, they kept it extremely close with Bow, which is extraordinary, and then they go on to Pelham and they win 10-6 in their home opener. So they just had a nice, strong offensive showing there, and their defense managed to stand strong. 12 minutes on the board, no clock hand. We'll adjust for you as things come about. Bobcats in their home white uniforms going right to left across your screen. Kearsarge in their road blues as we get set for the opening face-off, and we're underway as Kearsarge will get the first face-off win this afternoon. Cougars working in the midfield, trying to find an angle inside. There was Ruckman, number 12, as he will dump off, and the Cougars will go for a change right off the bat. They're just slowing it down, trying to, get that offense set up, trying to find their first shot on target of the afternoon.
Working on the right side, low angle shot, score! Absolute missile coming in from Eli Whipple there. And it's 1-0 Kearsarge on the road.
I really liked what I saw from that. Got the bait to Colin McNair, then just a nice sauce central, and then just in the net.
So Plymouth finding themselves down in a hole early on. Grant Wenhart with the face-off man for the Bobcats once again. Tied up on the face-off. Still clean. Still no control. Legacy comes in, picks up ground ball, and Plymouth will get their first face-off win and go offensive attack for the first time today.
Slow it down will be Legacy.
Cooper will leave it off for Russo. Russo working on the perimeter. Bobcats taking their time. Not a lot of movement off the ball. They'll work it down to the X. Down behind the cage. Legacy lost his eye on it. Has a long pole defensively against him. Tough pass up to his brother Cooper. Able to gather it up. Kind of a passive defense from the Cougars right now.
It's really giving Plymouth a bunch of time to develop their offense right now.
Russo gets a trigger on the shot, but off the hands. Plymouth first one home. Way back there, Nolan Galvin. Keep possession for the Bobcats. Gets the pick, tries to roll off it. Out front, and just a miscommunication inside. Russo, all the time in the world in front of his bench to gather it up. No pressure coming from St. Ange. Bobcats. Galvin. Near side for Peyton Long. Had a really strong campaign last year. Down working outside the crease. Russo trying to swim through, loses a handle on it. St. Ange trying to pick up the ground ball. An illegal procedure will be on Plymouth, so possession to Kearsarge.
And, just a very strong Plymouth attack started to fizzle out at the ends, and weren't able to convert there. But very strong defensive showing by Kearsarge as they were playing a little bit more passively.
Cole Tucker trying to find some help inside. This is still no control yet, and a whistle. And a failed clear there. Not getting a clear in time. Bobcats will go on the quick counterattack off the restart. Near side, Dom Ciotti. Galvin looking for the rotation here. Expected him to be matched up with Whipple, and he does. Whipple going to slowly walk down against him. Bobcats Not in a rush right now. Here's Legacy, inside feed, trying to find the connection with Brody Russo. Stays in play.
So many good opportunities for the Bobcats so far, and just really trying to feel out what Kearsarge is doing.
Legacy, swim move inside. Oh, backhand flick. Trying to find the likes of Peyton Long. Long on the double team. Trying to find the ground ball. Gathered up nicely there by Cooper Legacy. But still, no official shots on goal for Plymouth yet.
No, certainly. I mean, as I said, they're trying to pass it around. They're trying to really get Nolan Galvin involved, but it's just not came out to getting shots on target.
Malinowski hasn't been tested between the pipes. Here's Legacy. Shot from distance, and Malinowski saw it all the way for his first stop this afternoon.
I guess the announcer jinxed of some sorts.
Commentators curse right off the bat, getting it out of the way early, working over midfield. Here's Ruckman. He'll get the good clear. And we'll reset in the midfield and peel off for a change. Foot race. Look at the matchup on. Spanos coming on for him. He'll receive the pass. Spanos, a lot of room to work with. Kusick looking for some help. Whipple with the goal scorer already. First minute of action. 7:22 to go. Opening quarter, 1-0 Kearsarge. Down behind the cage at the X. Benedict, who was strong in warm-ups we saw, will leave it off for help. Out far side. Spanos. Going up against Russo. Will bounce pass down on the edge of the box.
Really liking the communication here from Kearsarge so far, calling out who goes where, what to do, who you're going to man up on, and it's really bringing this offensive pressure for Kearsarge.
Kusick, turnaround effort, and a skip shot score. 2-0 Kearsarge here in the opening quarter.
And just a beautiful shot, got him down low and downstairs, and McNair has been tested early on.
So Kearsarge finding something with the low shots, and these are from outside. They're not close in by the cage and by the crease. So McNair got to step up here. Wenhart and Kusick on the faceoff. 6:43 to go. First quarter, 2-0 Kearsarge. This one won and sent back by the Cougars. Gotta be careful. Good swim move inside. Lob down low. This one's going to get out of play, and we'll go back over to Plymouth.
Just a little bit too high there on the pass. Wanted to find a good connection to get that offense set up, but
McNair will bring it up, looking for some help. Going to air this one way over his intended target. Wind might have carried that one out of the height there of Eli Bargwin, who's no short stature himself, but couldn't catch that.
some substitutions will come on the field.
Working through the mid. Here's Joey Taylor, number 9, leaves it for some help for Benedict. Wynn continuing to pick up. Spanos will spin away from pressure. Kearsarge work on this left wing side. Low high feed, and it's broken up nicely by the Bobcats. Left off in the middle. Good work by Killian. And a bounce pass out of the reach of Long. Gathered up easily there by Whipple. Just right now, Plymouth struggling to get this offense going.
Yeah, some missed passes, some shots. One shot on target was saved away. But for me, I think it's really that their control has not been their possession, their control. Just not getting the passes they want.
Failed clear and a turnover at midfield. Eli Bargwin able to knock that one free and pick up the ground ball. Plymouth will get the attacking numbers out there they want, get the matchup they want. Bargwin with a long pole against him. Under pressure from Fleury. Galvin out top. See what the Bobcats can do differently on this attack. 4:39 to go, opening quarter. Kearsarge up 2-0 on the road.
You know, one of the things that hasn't necessarily been working out too well is just that Kearsarge, they're playing so passive, but it's giving Plymouth a lot of opportunities. But it just is not going in sync for the Bobcats. They pass it around, but they just don't get much out of it.
Oh, good move by Legacy. Shots blocked in front. That's going to hurt. That came off of Eli Whipple, and he is down in a lot of pain. Oh, that one. Never comfortable when you take a hard shot, especially from the senior. As we will have a timeout on the field. Hopefully Whipple is okay. Whipple, one of the goal scorers here so far this afternoon. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. 4:09 to go, first quarter. Kearsarge 2, Plymouth 0 here, Studio 48. Back out of the timeout on the field. Alongside Royce Preventure, Dan Sulzer. Good to see the likes of Eli Whipple back up on his feet after taking a shot there, blocking that absolute missile from Luke Legacy. Keeping it a 2-0 game, not allowing it to get in. Malinowski. And so far, what are you seeing, Royce, that Kearsarge is doing really well?
Well, first, offensively, they're bringing that pressure. And defensively, they're playing passive, making Plymouth maybe overstep and maybe make some mistakes that they can capitalize on.
A chance there for a long. Knocked it out of the pass there for Malinowski. Big outlet. This one's going to skip down. And McNair going to easily, calmly gather it up. He'll airmail this one down, and a beautiful outlet pass to Cooper Legacy. Coop will get the clear, and will reset. So a lot of time wasting here for Plymouth, and no hurry. Galvin will get it in the box to Legacy. They'll go down low. Here's his brother Luke. Round the horn it goes. Galvin gonna try to ISO. Nowhere to go. Gets on a strong side. Gets the double team. Opens up. Help down low with Russo. Give and go on the far side. St. Ange strong on defense, number 14. From the X. Legacy. Low high feed. Had a chance. Long couldn't gather it up. Bobcats keep possession. Legacy shot here for Cooper, and a bounce scoop and a save by Malinowski. 2:40 to go, opening quarter. Best chance for Plymouth so far.
And Brody Malinowski, man, he is making some great saves here from some great players from Plymouth.
And we'll get the clear. Corey Fleury with a long pole getting that clear and resetting with the offensive side. Kusick going to reset. And running a two-man referee system here at the high school level today. Kusick just taking all the time in the world out top.
I will say the communication is really on par, and I will say that time after time, but the communication is really what's allowing Kearsarge on these offensive opportunities.
Legacy, solid defense. Kusick able to gather it back up off the turf. Out high. Spanos will leave it off for some help. Near side wing. Now it's with Cole Tucker. Cole Tucker just inside the box. His shot whistles wide. Race is on, and Kearsarge's first one's there when it went out of play. Back underway at the X. Benedict. Back down to him. Pass on the far side with Ollie Smith. Cole Tucker. That long pole of Killian. Under a minute to go, opening quarter. Kearsarge up 2-0 on the road. Plymouth staying aggressive. Good spin inside. Oh, great stick check from behind. Logan Libby disrupted that golden opportunity. 35 to go in the quarter. Nice dish out top. It's blocked. Preston getting the stick in the way. Battle out near midfield. 20 seconds to go in the first. And Bargwin picks up the ground ball. Going to set off. Swims past the defender towards the cage. Tried to leave it off to Long and couldn't find the connection. 6 seconds to go in the quarter. We wait for the restart. And it will go over to Kearsarge.
My goodness, a great offensive attack right there by Plymouth. Just the ISO play by Bargwin. Couldn't get it done, as you said, tried to look for that pass.
Ooh.
But
it's going to go back to Plymouth here, the officials say.
Good opportunity here to get one last-second shot off.
You got to be quick, 6 seconds when the restart. So they deemed it a shot attempt, going for the pass to Calvin, as that will do it as time expires to end the first. An exciting first, but give it up to Kearsarge, scoring in the opening minute. Adding one a little bit later. We'll be back. Second quarter action in just a moment here on Studio 48. Back to the start of the second quarter. Royce looking at things. Plymouth getting a little bit more aggressive, getting some chances here towards the end of the first, but still not able to capitalize.
Certainly. They're starting to figure out what Kearsarge is doing, but again, a lot of the shots. Malinowski in net for the side of Kearsarge hasn't been tested too much tonight. And for the Bobcats, they're looking to maybe bring that aggression and start to get some more offensive chances.
Back underway, face-off win for Kearsarge. They're 3 for 4 today on the face-offs. Team switching ends here to start the second quarter. Cole Tucker will leave it off for some help. Get other action. Tennis underway as well. Just down the other side of the hill. Baseball looking to get back in winning ways. Left off backside. Cole Tucker thought about pulling the trigger. Sent back out top. Kinzer, legacy all over him. Cole Tucker. Up high, a whistler wide.
And I will point out, to add on to your previous thought, also for softball's hosting their first home game of the season versus Pelham.
Spanos with the opportunity. Has it here. Trying to shift to the ISO. Bounce, and it's in! Off the likes of Cullen McNair. And just like that, Will Spanos on the board, and it's 3-0 Kearsarge.
Definitely think McNair was a little confused there after that shot. Off speed, I mean, even for me, it was difficult to kind of see the trajectory of that one. Just a beautiful shot, and got a nice bounce in.
So face off here. Whitworth battling for Plymouth. Cusick on the other end, still no control. Still no face-off control, and gathered up face-off win by Plymouth as Preston with a forearm shiver.
I will say, though, for the Bobcats, when it comes to the face-offs, they need to get some more of those to bring that offensive control, maybe get a quick counterattack from the start, or just a quick attack. But as you mentioned, 3-1, now 3-2, in favor of Kearsarge on face-offs.
Ciotti near side. Galvin at the X. Long pole matchup, trying to spin towards the cage. Shot, score!
A beautiful shot, give Galvin, as you said, from the X, wrapped around and just able to find the sweet spot in the net to get them on the board, cutting it down to a 2-goal deficit. Just a nice shot there, and no, Galvin so dangerous from the X.
Plymouth been working from the outside, kind of mid-shot range in the box, now working towards the crease. Working out for them there. We'll see if they can keep up the momentum.
Face-off win would be huge here.
Kinzer for Kearsarge on the face-off. Tied up, battling with Wenhart. Plymouth getting that win. Legacy leaves it off for his brother Cooper once again. Bargwin will swing it over near side for Luke Legacy. 9:35 to go first half. Plymouth on the board, trailing 3-1 now. Galvin down low against Whipple, good to see. Obstruction, that is Noah Whipple, brother of Eli, who went down in the first quarter. Hopefully he'll be able to return. Legacy resets, top of the box. Looking for a cutter. Works back right side, bounce shot, missing wide. Everyone back there for Plymouth.
Really liked what was done there, tried to sneak it in back post. Couldn't fall though.
Galvin leaves it off, trying to find Cooper. Legacy couldn't connect. It will roll out of play, and it's over to the Cougars.
Strong defensive pressure there, and luckily for the Cougars, the shot did not, in the past, not connect. That would have been a very dangerous shot opportunity.
We talked about during the break, you could tell just the early season games not making the connections. Plymouth really not getting on the field of play itself until their season opener here at home, practicing on the parking lot a little bit over at Holderness, I believe, but not much in a full field scenario. So it's going to take a few more games to really find that rhythm in passing.
They're holding well, though, for this obviously first game on the field and for everything like a full field of length. It's going extremely well for the Bobcats.
Kusick out top. Cole Tucker. Down low, Benedict. Cole Tucker. Can't find an angle inside. Kusick. Snap pass over. Spanos. Looking for the pick. Doesn't get a good one. Has to leave it off down low. Cole Tucker. Trying to go ISO. Loses a handle on it. Loose. The defensive side for Plymouth. This one kicked up towards midfield. It's going to be a battle, and it's over midfield. It's not an over and back. Bargwin had it for a moment. And now on the attack with a long pull the other way. Go the Kearsarge Cougars. It was Corey Fleury with a chance, and now the other way for the Bobcats.
Quite the kerfuffle with the ball control, let me tell you. Just, I don't know, slippery as a snake, just going all the way through. And
speaking of which, Luke Legacy with some good swim moves through the midfield and gets the clear. Happens from time to time. Who can just get that lucky bounce? Legacy, the Bargwin, right side, down low. Galvin, low angle shot off the post. Stays with the Bobcats. Good chance there for Plymouth. 6:46 to go, second quarter. Kearsarge up by 2, 3-1. Galvin finds help. Russo. Long. That one sailed up into the protective netting.
Good offensive attack, but couldn't commit. But they still have the offensive possession here.
Okay, no shot clock in the high school level like it is the collegiate level and up. Russo thought about it from distance. Gonna drive right side, gets the shot off. Malinowski gets the save, and Long nearly just bats it in. Backdoor feed, shot save again. Malinowski might have come off the outside of the cage, but he was there to cover nonetheless. Stays in play. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. As it's kicked out, it's going to stay with Plymouth.
Well,
Bobcats getting their chances.
Yes, well, just to add on to that, certainly they're getting their offense, they're getting their shots on target. They're starting to bring that offensive pressure. Now Kearsarge is starting to realize that. And you can tell a couple of the times that Malinowski was caught a little off guard.
Galvin. Oh, good pick against Whipple. Flag down, though. It's going to be on Kearsarge as it's picked up here, and we're going to have our first man-up situation of the afternoon. It was a big pick down low. We'll see what the call is. But they're going to call it on Noah Whipple. So they're going to call unnecessary roughness on Noah Whipple.
And for the Bobcats to get their first power play of the afternoon to work with. So a good opportunity to look for a second goal on the board and cut it down to a 1-goal deficit.
So we're going to have a timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. 5:38 to go, second quarter. Bobcats going to man up in just a moment. Back at a timeout on the field. Called by Plymouth. Going to set up an attack here. Royce, Plymouth getting their first man-up opportunity this afternoon.
I feel like it's going to be a great opportunity and experience, right? You finally get to release your wings a little bit, if you will. You've been bringing that offensive pressure. And now, with your strong offensive pressure, with the man up, a very great opportunity here.
So back underway. Legacy with Bargwin. Round the horn it goes. Plymouth going to take their time. Not getting rid of many cutters on the backside here today. See what Plymouth can set up here. Cooper Legacy, top of the box, hit a rip one. Malinowski with a great save. Rebound. Luke Legacy couldn't pull the trigger. Caught up in the cross. Backside feed for Galvin, able to just control it. Fed over. Legacy shot. Malinowski, a beautiful save on the doorstep.
They keep sneaking in. But
and a whistle goes out, stays with Plymouth. Still man up. Waiting for the call. Legacy. Up here to Luke. Penalty comes to an end. Back to even strength. So golden opportunity again for Plymouth. They still trail by 2. 4:23 to go, second quarter. Bargwin gets the pick. No one to leave it off to. Goes down to the X. Galvin, back to a Bargwin. Cooper Legacy. Gets the ISO. Lobs in, and it's a bad turnover on Plymouth. Unforced turnover.
Didn't take their time with it and just wanted to get a little bit too aggressive there instead of looking for the other options.
Out the other way it goes. Hurley trying to find a target. It will roll into the Bobcat bench. Say it was pushed out by Plymouth. Spanos finding Kusick. 3.5 to go. Second quarter. Kearsarge's been in control from the opening minute. Kusick again out top. Benedict normally down by the cage. Working high. Robertson. First time we've called his name this afternoon. Cole Tucker to Kusick. Kearsarge not rushing here. Haven't had a stall call yet. Inside the box, Cole Tucker couldn't control it. This one knocked free by Killian. It stays out, or I was going to say it stayed in. does go out, and it will go to Plymouth.
Solid opportunity there, and I was going to point out that the Bobcats weren't bringing that aggression defensively, but it worked out there. Brought the aggression, rolled the dice, and, well, they got Yahtzee, so.
Killian leaving it through the middle. Tough pass, looking for one of the legacies. Still loose on the turf, and here's Luke with control. Over to his brother Cooper. Too lackadaisical out top. 2:15 to go here in the opening half. Russo down to the X. Galvin. Whipple against him. That long pole matchup again. Up to Luke Legacy. Calmly gathers it up on the far sideline. Legacy dances around one, leaves it off to Cooper. Legacy. Coop, no angle of attack. Here's Ciotti. Russo to Galvin. Far side, Luke Legacy. Good spin! Goes back out to Cooper. Gets past one defender. Overstepping on the attack for the ground ball. Plymouth will reset. Legacy. Bounce from distance is wide. Why not give it an effort? Send it towards goal. Back underway, quick restart. Galvin being harassed by Whipple. Turnaround effort. He'll score his second of the day.
Well, I would say deja vu, but it's not really in this case. Galvin scoring from that same position for the second time to make it a one-goal game with about 1 minute left in the half, and just took it from the X, wrapped around exactly how it was for the first goal, and it sampled up, but in the back of the net.
Doesn't matter how it gets in, as long as it gets in. Just went a little bit further away from the crease, but still kind of the same setup.
Galvin's been used heavily from the X so far this afternoon.
His specialty down there kind of being the quarterback. Set for the face-off. Sent back. Good stick check. And first time we've seen Robbie Thorne tries to lay out for it. But the face-off win will go to Kearsarge as no one had control as it went out of play.
54 seconds. I'm curious to see what Kearsarge is going to do, if they're just going to take their time with it and just not give up possession.
Through the midfield. Spanos out of the reach of Cole Tucker. Ground ball pickup for Thorne. Thorne gets pushed off. Failed clear. Spanos with 29 seconds remaining in the quarter. Kusick, 20 seconds remaining. Looking for a cutter. Tries the ISO instead. Russo all over him. Kusick with a give and go. 5 seconds. Plymouth not letting anything inside. Shot from Spanos whistles well wide as the horn sounds to end the first half of action, and looked like Kearsarge was going to slowly start to walk away with this game. Get up 3-0. Plymouth eking back. It's a one-goal game here at the half.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, Noah Galvin, man, he was excellent from the X, as I pointed out, getting both those goals, similar setups, and as you said, the quarterback, but also the face-offs. They managed to get that face-off, the face-off control back in their possession. They were able to make it work out, and I feel like that's what's brought that Plymouth offensive aggression, were those face-off opportunities, and they were able to lock it up defensively.
Well, that will be back in just a moment, but here at the break, it's Kearsarge 3, Plymouth 2. You're watching Bobcat Lacrosse here on Studio 48. Welcome back to Plymouth Regional High School. Dan Salzer alongside Royce Provencher. And Royce, talked about it a little bit at the end of the first half, but really what do both teams need to do here in the second to secure the win?
Well, for Kearsarge, for one, they need to keep up their aggression. Their passing plays have been working out so well for them, and they need to do that. On the other side, for Plymouth, their face-offs. They brought that aggression via face-offs, and that's one of the key things that they need to improve on. But another thing is that their aggression passing has been working out well, and Nolan Galvin, he has been great from the X and just waltzing in.
Still loose here in the face-off to start the second half of play. No control yet. And finally, Killian will gather it up for Plymouth. Loosed over on the midfield, though. Killian over to Bargwin. Plymouth avoiding the too many men. The offside call. Low pass for Cooper Legacy on the double team, able to scoop it up off the turf once again. Russo will swing it over, far side. Back behind the cage, Galvin to a Bargwin. Cooper Legacy. Round the horn it goes. Russo. Low shot. Galvin on the hop, gathers it up. Far side. And a push foul on Kearsarge. Long will restart far side of the box. 3 different goal scorers for Kearsarge here today. Whipple, Spanos, and Kusick. Galvin, the goal scorer for Plymouth with his 2. It stands Kearsarge leading 3-2 at the break. Tightest game of the season for either team so far. Legacy from Ciotti. Outside Russo, turnaround effort, he'll score! What a shot, Taylor Russo from outside.
Beautiful shot. It was just his back was to the net, and Malinowski was not expecting that turnaround. Quickly fired it and just able to find it back to the net. And as you said, we're all tied up at 3. And that's a key thing maybe that Coach Mouseoff was talking about was that passing. That passing was on par there to set up that excellent opportunity. And that's what you need to see from the Bobcats. You need to see more passes on target, and you just need to be able to be more collectively all together when it comes to setting up those passes.
Oh, false start there on the face-off procedure. So Plymouth gets the face-off win technically in the restart. A little twitch from Kusick, trying to get the advantage. Legacy trying to find his brother Cooper Legacy. Still a battle. Big charge in there from Cooper Legacy to win the ground ball pickup. A couple of raindrops coming in at the moment. There are a chance for some showers towards the end of this game. Coming a little early, but nothing to fret over just yet. Knock on all the wood around us right now. Not so much for us, just the equipment. We're in a wide open press box.
Yeah, I started to worry about that too.
Trying to find Ciotti. Legacy jumping, frustrated with that attacking chance. Here come the Cougars back out the other way. Through the middle, knocked free. That one Whipple couldn't control cleanly. Still no control, still no clear. Unless they tapped in, I don't think so. And here's Luke Legacy off to the races. Hacked from behind. Here's a flag down. Rightfully so. That was a big-time hack on the slash. It'll be a 1-minute penalty there on Kearsarge.
So Plymouth back to the man up, and previously, so far, Plymouth are 0-1 on the day. They weren't able to convert, but 2 shots, one actually by Galvin as well earlier in that power play. Didn't go the way, but it was a nice shot on target. And Malinowski, he was working for it defensively, so Bobcats have another opportunity to strike gold and maybe go 1 for 2.
Apologize for the wind noise into our microphones. Back underway here. Second man-up opportunity for Plymouth. Bargwin thought about it. Out top. Galvin slips, able to keep control nicely. Legacy. Ibargwin. Down to Cooper Legacy. Galvin going for the hat trick. Long pole against him. Low angle shot. That one skips wide. We'll stay with Plymouth. 8:20 to go, third quarter. Knotted at 3 here. Plymouth chipping away and have tied things up a moment ago with Taylor Russo's beautiful goal. Loose out high. I believe that's Sage ups this time. It is. Legacy looking for Upsum. Couldn't control it. Turned over.
Huge counter.
Short-handed attack. Down low. Chance. Score! What an absolute goal from Reed Cole Tucker. His first of the afternoon, and it's a man down.
Well, it was on that counterattack which really opened up that flower to bloom right there. Just kind of went down, had the one-on-one opportunity, and it was all Cole Tucker there to stay able to put it back in the net. And a tough situation for Cullen McNair to be in there, the one-on-one.
Don't have the official clock, so the man-up situation might have ended right when the shot was going off. We're back to even now, but nevertheless, Kearsarge regains control, gets the face-off win. They've got momentum in their favor. Great counterattack set up by Whipple. Good defense in their own end. That's off to the Cougars. Spanos. Cole Tucker takes a couple of shots inside. Shot wide. Down behind the cage. Cole Tucker finds Whipple. Good to see him back on the field after taking the shot in the first quarter on the block. Whipple. Shot saved. Might have been going wide, but good work from McNair. Building that confidence back after some tough goals against him here in the first half. Cougars going to go work weak side. Lob that one down low. Nearly stolen away by the Bobcats. Under 7 to go, third quarter. Kearsarge back up by 1. Benedict spinning near the crease. Gets the shot off, and he'll score! Connor Benedict gets his first of the afternoon, and Kearsarge back up by 2.
Well, talk about momentum. Kearsarge rode that momentum. A nice offensive attack obviously led into the goal. And now a little meeting happening by the crease to kind of figure out what's going on defensively. And by no means was that a bad defensive showing. It's just you were awkward all over the place if you're Plymouth. And
get ready for the face-off here.
Bobcats will need a face-off win. Get that momentum back on their side.
Weinhardt against Kusick. Clean face-off this time. Still the battle, and Kusick will win this one. So except for the first quarter, when it was 2-1 Kearsarge, both teams 2 face-off wins apiece so far in each quarter. Cole Tucker, open chance! McNair with a save downstairs. Came off his leg.
Cole Tucker was looking to tie up with Nolan Galvin for 2 goals apiece, but McNair came up especially huge right there in denying another opportunity.
Timeout by Kearsarge. We'll take a timeout as well. 5:57 to go in the third. Kearsarge 5, Plymouth 3 here on Studio 48. Back into the timeout by Kearsarge. Alongside Royce Preventure, I'm Dan Salzer. And Royce, big swing of momentum here. Kearsarge back up by 2.
Yeah, certainly. It all started with that first face-off goal, which brought that offensive pressure, and it's just that the two face-off goals really kept bringing that offensive pressure and the momentum, and just Kearsarge able to pick up that fourth goal to give Kearsarge the lead, and then the extended to make it 5-3. Just great offensive showing. Plymouth looking to go ahead, stop the momentum, and is trying to carry it, get another goal on the board, or at least bring that offensive pressure again like they were in the first half.
Kearsarge will have possession far side by their bench just outside the box. Cusick with the restart just off left side of your screen. So we're back underway. Cole Tucker with Killian against him. Down to Whipple. Lobbed back out top. Spanos to Cusick. Kearsarge looking to get to 500 on the season. They're 1-2 here in the early going of the campaign in 2025. High pass, but Benedict able to snag it out of the air. Plymouth looking to stay undefeated here in the early goings. Whipple under pressure. Or correction, not Whipple, my apology, that's Smith. Cole Tucker. Hard pass to Spanos. Under 5 to go, third quarter. Kearsarge not in any sort of a rush right now. Haven't had a stall warning yet.
Passing plays, they're just passing it around, just trying to delay as much time as possible before they do anything with it.
Goal line extended far side. Benedict. Long pole match up there with Libby. Benedict trying to turn inside. Has the triple team. Gets the shot off. It just bounced past the far post. Not much of a challenging shot there, but good effort towards the cage.
It's definitely a very awkward position.
Yeah, when you got three guys pushing on you and able to get a shot off with that power, it's rather impressive. Cougars still working on that right wing side. Cole Tucker. Oh, good stick check by Killian. Knocks it free, stripped back the other way. Big collision in midfield, ball still loose, and it pops right to Cusick. So a failed clear on Plymouth, but Killian, great defensive stop a moment ago. Kearsarge right back on the attack. 3:40 remaining third quarter.
Well, Bobcats were about to have a breath of fresh air, and then, well, they didn't, and it was just a nice knockout to get that ball back for Kearsarge.
At the X, Benedict going top of the box. Cusick wanted a shot. Down low, Whipple! McNair with a great save. Comes out of his cage. Cullen McNair with a great stop, and it bounces towards the crease. And McNair will slow things down and just lob it out to absolutely no one. And it will roll out of play in a breakdown. And Plymouth just stuck in their own end right now, Royce.
Well, they're struggling to find the offensive pressure to Kearsarge. They're delaying it just enough. And then once Plymouth decide to bite on that bait, then they just pass it around again, and it's a whole cycle. Then McNair obviously went out for that ball close side to us, and it was a very dangerous opportunity. It could have certainly gone another Kearsarge shot on target.
Cusick out top against Russo. Correction, that's Liam Shannon, number 21. Benedict with Libby all over him. Libby got the battle win and a turnover. Heads up defensive work from Logan Libby.
Plymouth able to now get an offensive chance.
Galvin trying to find Long. Foot race, it's going to stay in play. Malinowski coming out of his cage. Gets the ground ball pickup. Heads up goalkeeping work by the Cougars. Cusick. Oh, and nearly offside is Plymouth. Gets the clear. Chance here, open opportunity, and it goes wide. Plymouth left Kusick wide open for that shot.
I mean, almost another counterattack goal. Kind of what gave Kearsarge the fourth goal was on that counterattack. And, well, score was showing the counterattack is working, and they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Under 2 to go in the third. 5-3 Kearsarge on the road. Spanos. Sidewinder shot. That's off the back of Cooper Mack, number 17. McNair takes the body and a whistle. And I think Plymouth got the timeout in time, and they did. So as McNair was taking the shot, Plymouth calls the timeout to keep possession with 1:35 to go in the third quarter. We'll step aside one more time. You're watching Bobcat Lacrosse here, Studio 48. Back out of the timeout by Plymouth. Bobcats will keep possession. Deep in their own end with a restart. 1:35 to go, third quarter.
Coach Mouseoff made a great timeout there. Very smart decision to keep that possession, give Plymouth a good opportunity to go the whole length of the field and get another offensive opportunity.
Here's Luke Legacy working down the far sideline. He'll go coast to coast for the clear. And a flag down. They're going to call off. Oh, it's already offside, so why not get the extra man in there? Legacy splits a couple of defenders, a nice swim move near midfield. Gets the shot off. It'll go wide, and Plymouth will go up in the third man-up opportunity here today. So, be a 30-second. At least it should be a 30-second offside call there. So, Plymouth will start down by the end line. 0 for 2 on the man-up today. Trying to close this down to a one-goal game. Closing moments of the third. Cooper Legacy. Out top for his brother Luke. Round the horn again. Galvin, goal line extended near side. Watch out for that cutter in the middle, and pass for Ciotti. It will roll out of play, and another unforced turnover on Plymouth.
I'll say this time and time again. They're not taking their time with the passes. They're just trying to whip them as hard as they can, and from what I'm seeing, you don't need too much to get that pass across. And also, as you mentioned a bit ago, not enough off-ball movement, which might be causing Plymouth not being able to get a bunch of shots on target.
Outlet looking for Whipple, goes through everybody. Back to even strength. 20 seconds to go in the third. Cole Tucker just keeps it into the corner. St. Ange, who's been strong defensively in the first half. Benedict! Shot! Save! Point blank there by McNair. He took a shot on that one. Big rebound. Kusick with a great snag. St. Ange doesn't have time to get the shot off as the third quarter comes to an end, and it's setting up for an exciting fourth quarter, Royce.
Yeah, certainly. We look at it into the half, very close game, and look now it's a 2-goal deficit again for the Bobcats, 5-3. Passes, turnovers for the Bobcats have been unwavering, could have been, avoided. But then on the contrary, Kearsarge just taking their time when they're offensive. Haven't gotten a stall, as you mentioned, yet, but they've certainly been being greedy for the time. And, well, it's worked out. And a lot of the counterattacks by the side of Kearsarge have worked out for the Bobcats. Their passes need to be more on target, need to be more centered, and they need to get some more aggression going.
We'll see what happens. Plymouth battles back, ties it up at 3 early on in the third. Back-to-back quick goals by Kearsarge. It's 5-3 Kearsarge at the end of 3. Back in a moment for an exciting fourth quarter on Studio 48. To the fourth quarter we go. Bobcats trying to keep their perfect season alive here early going. Entered 3-0 on the season. Kearsarge looking to get back to 500 after dropping their first 2 games of the year. And they're in control of the driver's seat right now. Royce up 5-3.
Yeah, certainly. Just their offensive aggression has been their bread and butter so far. And obviously them stalling offense, which I just mentioned moments ago, and the faceoffs as well have been really creating opportunities for them.
Bargwin with a nice faceoff win. Shot chance inside from long. This one bobbles right back up. Cooper Legacy. Bobcats coming out aggressive here in the opening parts of the fourth quarter. Taylor Russo has a goal here this afternoon. Finds a Bargwin. Galvin with 2 goals here today. Only goal scorer with multiple goals this afternoon for either team. Bargwin. Short stick against him. Tries to spin inside. Decides better of it. Throws it back towards midfield. This could be over and back. And it is. And a turnover on Plymouth. Another unforced turnover on the Bobcats.
It's really opening up the door for Kearsarge so far this afternoon.
Oh, St. Ange with a great spin move. McNair saw the shot all the way. Able to get downstairs and block it. And a Bargwin picks up the ground ball. Takes a shove. Still keeps control. Loses a handle over midfield. And Kusick brings it back the other way. Failed clear on the Bobcats.
I will say Cullen McNair, he's been challenged and tested all afternoon, but he's held himself and he's managed to regain his composure in the second half. Despite giving up 2 quick goals, he still made some great saves towards the end of that third.
Kusick. Down low, Cole Tucker back out top for Spanos. They'll play pass here on the near side. Flicked over for Whipple. Cole Tucker with Killian against him. 10 minutes to go here in regulation. Whipple will reset out high. Kearsarge will slow it down. Kusick getting directions from his coaching staff. Being met by a Bargwin. A lot of time killed. Gill rotation. Thrown inside. Spanos back out top. Kusick loses a handle on it. Gathers it up. But Bargwin chasing it down. Kusick into pressure. Spanos has a lot of pressure coming from Preston. Stall warning, and there we go. They called box. They stepped out, and a turnover. First warning we had on the stall today. So if you're taking too long by the officials, they'll call box. Still around here in the high school level. If you come out of that, it's a turnover, and that's exactly what happened. Whipple with a big check from behind and knock it free, and it will go over to Kearsarge.
And Kearsarge hopefully not trying to repeat what happened last time, but on the side of Plymouth, I feel like they're giving them a little bit too much time. Sure, are they getting aggressive? Yes, they're getting aggressive, but it's a little bit too late at that point when they're getting aggressive. They're just letting them waltz right into the circle, and, well.
Kearsarge got to get it downfield quickly, running out of time. Cooper Legacy doing well here on the attacking side for Plymouth. And a whistle. And a delay of game there, as Kearsarge couldn't get the clear. So one of the rare mistakes by the Cougars. And now it's a false start on Plymouth for the restart. Coach Glenn Mousoff not happy, and now we're right back to Kearsarge. So, well, that's the beginning of the season. Mistakes you'll see. Galvin throwing a shoulder. Getting into the back there of Russell, number 23. Chance here inside. Ollie Smith decides to slow things down, and smart play by him.
Still seeing that the Bobcats aren't really pressing. They're just kind of letting them play a catch like it's just like a game of catch on Thanksgiving in the backyard.
Kusick with a shot that whistles past the near post. Clock stopped just under 8 minutes to go here in regulation. Spanos. Looking to spin inside. Legacy trying to knock it free. Does so. Great stick check by the senior. Gets the turnover. Whipple gets it back momentarily off the ground. Legacy past two defenders over midfield. And tries to find Long. It'll go in the corner, but it'll stay in play just barely. Still not a clear, though, and now inside the box with a clear for the Bobcats. Just north of 7 minutes to go. Plymouth trailing by 2 here at home. Legacy against Whipple, gets the double team. Leaves it down low, Long scores! Just like that, Peyton Long sitting on the doorstep, makes it a 1-goal game.
Peyton Long, he was left uncontested. Legacy read it just like me reading a picture book. Just sauced it right over, and it was absolutely fired. And, well, had Kearsarge flabbergasted after that one. Now Plymouth have just a tiny bit under 7 minutes to get this equalizer back up and make it 5-all.
Again, Luke Legacy reading the double team, obviously knowing numbers there, having the great awareness to find the open man, Peyton Long, just sitting outside of that crease, ready to go. And another face-off win for Kearsarge. Chance quickly on the counterattack. Loose outside the crease. of Bargwin trying to get in there. This one lobbed to the backside. Benedict can't pull the trigger. He was sitting right there for it. McNair coming out of his crease. No whistle yet. Play continues. Killian snags that one out of the sky, and it sets up a big counterattack for Long, but given right back over.
One of those things that should not have been turned over, in my opinion. Just got a little bit too reckless with it.
Benedict trying to find Spanos, too far from behind. Good work by Kusick to keep it in play. And a timeout here by Kearsarge. Coming down to the home stretch. 6:13 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Kearsarge 5, Plymouth 4. You're watching NHIAA Division III Lacrosse here on Studio 48. Back out of the timeout, and Royce, Plymouth starting to find some cracks in that defense of Kearsarge.
Yeah, certainly. They really want to double-team Legacy whenever he enters the box, which is what we saw on that fourth goal for Plymouth. It left Peyton Long wide open, and he was just able to slot it in. Bobcats have been a lot more aggressive. The only thing, their passes have been going out. They've been giving up possession via passes, and the defensive aggression has not been there.
Approaching 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Back underway. Spanos. Long pull against him once again, and Preston. Benedict with the pick. Kusick. Matched up with Shannon. Lob down low. Smith to Kusick. Battle at the top of the box. Whipple. Give and go. Cole Tucker against Killian. Killian knocks it free again momentarily, though. Kusick. Goal line extended. Benedict against Libby. Approaching 5 to go. Top of the box. Trying to turn inside, and a whistle and a violation off the ball there on an illegal screen from Kearsarge. Plymouth with possession.
Great opportunity now for Plymouth to go ahead and find that fifth goal to make the game tire. Penalties and turnovers on both these sides, specifically turnovers on the side of Plymouth, but just the penalties on the side of Kearsarge. And for the Bobcats, this is a golden opportunity to go coast to coast.
The Bargwin swim move past one defender, gets over midfield. He'll find Ciotti, he'll touch in for the clear. Plymouth doesn't have to rush too much, don't want to leave too much time. Quick shot here from Galvin, missing wide. Peyton Long, the first one back there. 4.5 minutes to go.
Well, just as you were saying, no need to rush things at all. That shot was a little bit rushed. Maybe could have taken a little bit more time to set up the offense, but you still got 4.5 minutes left to go, so no need to worry yet.
Galvin turns inside, scores! Gets his hat trick, we're tied at 5!
Nolan Galvin, man, you are unstoppable. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We saw these for both Galvin's goals. Similar setup from the X, comes towards the far side, and then just is able to whip it, and my goodness, Galvin making it side with 4:20 left to go, or excuse me, 4:21. And, well, they utilized that play in a situation that was, well, it was needed.
This time Peyton Long finding him, able for Galvin to get past the double team and just have enough on that angle to go upstairs past Malinowski. So we're knotted at 5. Set for the face-off. Wenhart trying to win it cleanly. It goes back to Whipple.
Now the Bobcats defense needs to stand strong here.
They have done so here in the second half for the most part. Maybe careful not to get head contact there with his cross. Spanos taking his time, getting the matchup they want. A late substitution coming in on that far side for Kearsarge. Worked over Kinsler. So one just into the game. Cole Tucker spinning away from pressure. Up high to Whipple. Approaching 3.5. Whipple gets inside. Shot whistles high, and he gets cleaned out. And the penalty coming in on Robbie Thorne. And an easy call for the officials as Robbie Thorne went upstairs and absolutely nearly ripped the helmet off there of Eli Whipple, who's already taken a huge shot here today.
Well, now for Kearsarge, this is like a situation you did not want to have to do for the Bobcats, is to commit a penalty in the closing minutes of this game. And now, obviously, with Robbie Thorne, a very great defenseman, out, this opens up the door for the Kearsarge to possibly get the game winner.
First man up opportunity for Kearsarge. So 1 minute penalty there on Robbie Thorne. Benedict. Spanos back to Benedict. Goal line extended, low high feed. Whipple's blocked shot in front. Don't think it made it in on McNair, but McNair was there to cover. Eli Whipple picks up the ground ball. Smith down behind the cage. Going weak side. Benedict back to Smith at the X. Spanos shot. That one whistled outside that far post, and the skip shot and that little sidewinder. Going to stay with the Cougars. Under 3 to go. Smith with Whipple. Looking for the low high feed. Benedict outside. Spanos will leave it over for some help. Smith, Whipple. Spanos outside shot. That's off of Eli Whipple's foot, but it's going to stay with the Cougars.
2:30 left to go. Man up advantage. Well, not able to capitalize there. Luckily for the Cats.
Low high feed, bounce shot, save McNair! Still loose outside the crease. McNair will gather it back up, bring it back in. He can't be pressured inside the crease. And here's Russo out the other way. Brody Russo, number 27, showing some wheels. Can Plymouth complete the comeback? Just north of 2 minutes to go. We're back to even.
Just slowing it down. Not just anything yet. Just trying to develop the offense. You got 2 minutes left, so
Legacy trying to find the ISO. Working with Taylor Russo. Legacy been held off the board. We got a flag down situation on Kearsarge. So it's an offside call again, so they're going to keep him in there. Plymouth. Oh, nice spin move. And the splitting defenders. Another swim move. Legacy still on his feet. Still with control. Backhand shot, score! Oh my, that is a highlight goal from the senior.
My goodness, Legacy takes it into his own hands. Solo play, maneuvers through two, swim move, gets it through. Whatever magnificent shot that is, and the Bobcats now have the lead with exactly 90 seconds left in this game. Can the Cats hold on to this lead and complete the comeback to keep their perfect season up and running? My goodness, Legacy.
Luke Legacy, a no-look behind the back, over the shoulder goal. Not near the cage. So confident in his
play. You don't
play.
see that every day.
I mean, this is a kid, same with his brother, grew up around the Plymouth State lacrosse team. Their father, head athletic trainer at Plymouth State, trainer for the lacrosse team, so he knows what it takes, been able to play at the collegiate level with a lot of those guys in the offseason and develop those skills, and it's showing off here as Plymouth has the lead for the first time this afternoon, and we're under 90 seconds to go. Tossed up in the air, still no control off the faceoff. We got a whistle here, and it's going to go against Plymouth. Not over yet, folks.
Still, the time still dwindling down.
Through the middle, tied up, still in the attack. Just off the outside of the cage. That one was close to going in.
And every second must feel like an eternity here for the Bobcats.
It was Ruckman for the opportunity. Under a minute to go. Galvin trying to get the insurance goal. Work it down, goal line extended. Great defense from Kearsarge. Fleury knocking it free. Malinowski coming out of his cage. Bargwin going to try to kill some clock. And a whistle. And a timeout taken by Plymouth. So possession on the far side. Start with Luke Legacy. Going to delay as much as possible here. And you'll see the old game of keep away. Legacy has help with his brother Cooper. Cooper. Ciotti trying to set a pick. Long. 10 seconds to go. Legacy splits a couple of defenders. Ball loose and a whistle. And it's going to stay with Plymouth with 3 seconds. So pressure coming. Galvin will restart just outside the box. But Plymouth's just going to play keep away. Going to sky-high send this. And the horn sound of the Bobcats, after trailing 3-0, got back once, tied it up 3-3, quickly down 5-3, storm back and stay undefeated. They move to 4-0. Final today, 6-5, and hats off to Kearsarge. Take nothing away. This is a fantastic team, but Luke Legacy, too much there at the end.
Certainly, Luke Legacy, he was a very big piece in the complete puzzle, but we cannot be taking away from Nolan Galvin. Hat trick. All 3 goals came from the X, came to the outside, and was just able to make that solo play. My goodness. Everybody. And then Peyton Long obviously got that goal from Legacy, assisting that pass to that blue circle and just able to launch it in. So very close game on both sides. Especially Kearsarge, they had the lead multiple times tonight. And for the Bobcats, they played better. They were able to make some better offensive choices, and the turnovers, they were able to get lucky, especially on when they were man down. They were able to play a nice defense there to keep it up and keep their lead.
So Bobcats come away victorious. We're going to sign off here. We thank you for tuning in here in Studio 48. Final score for the final time for all of us and our camera operator and Xander Shin. My partner here this afternoon and Royce Preventure, I'm Dan Salzer. Final score for the final time. It's Plymouth 6, Kearsarge 5. Bobcats move to 4-0. Kearsarge falls to 1-3. We'll see you next time here on Studio 48.